Bonjour à tous, welcome to the sixth part of our reading. I can't even remember. We are reading La Belle au Bois dormant. If you missed the previous lessons, you will find them all in a playlist. And remember that this is happening every day at 7:15 p.m. Paris time. So we know that the king and the queen couldn't have a child. They managed to have one. Then they had a baptism. They invited all the fairies in the land. And they found that they had forgotten one of them. And this fairy, who is older than the others, was very upset. And instead of giving the little princess a gift, a talent, she gave her a curse, which is you will pierce your hand and you will die. Fortunately, another fairy had figured this out, and she changed the curse into you won't die, but you will sleep for 100 years. So what's going to happen next? We will see that now. Are you ready? Let's read the text first. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Le roi, pour tâcher d'éviter le malheur annoncé par la vieille, fit publier aussitôt un édit par lequel il défendait à toute personne de filer au fuseau, ni d'avoir des fuseaux chez soi, sur peine de la vie. Au bout de 15 ou 16 ans, le roi et la reine étant allés à une de leurs maisons de plaisance, il arriva que la jeune princesse, courant un jour dans le château et montant de chambre en chambre, alla jusqu'au haut d'un donjon dans un petit galetas où une bonne vieille était seule à filer sa quenouille. Cette bonne femme n'avait point ouï parler des défenses que le roi avait faites de filer au fuseau. What's going to happen? Let's read the first sentence again together. Le roi, pour tâcher d'éviter le malheur annoncé par la vieille, fit publier aussitôt, that was not the right liaison, un édit par lequel il défendait à toute personne de filer au fuseau, ni d'avoir des fuseaux chez soi, sur peine de la vie. So let's translate this sentence together. Le roi is the king, we already know that. Pour tâcher d'éviter le malheur. Tâcher. What does this mean? What do you think? Tâcher literally is to stain. Okay? Une tache égale a stain. But this is not what this is about, because he doesn't care about a stain. He has so many people working for him. Tâcher de faire quelque chose is to try to do something. And this is different. You can say le roi, pour tâcher d'éviter le malheur annoncé par la vieille. So this is the something he's trying to avoid. He's trying to avoid the curse announced by the old woman. Éviter is to avoid, okay? Éviter, to avoid. And in case you're a beginner, le malheur is misfortune. And le bonheur is happiness or good fortune, okay? So, le roi, in order to avoid the misfortune announced by the old woman, fit publier. So again, remember what we saw yesterday about the fact that the king asks people to do stuff for him. Let me check again where that was. It was when he's talking about l'étui. That's before. This is about l'étui. Okay. Le roi lui fit donner un couvert. Remember that? It's not le roi lui donna un couvert. It's not the king gave her the cutlery. It's about make someone give him le couvert. So again, we see the same structure in the sentence, which is the king made someone do it for him. No, he's the king, so he can. Don't want to spoil you by showing you too much. So again, fit publier. Publier is to publish. Aussitôt, so as right away. Aussitôt is right away. Is literally as early. Aussi is as, and tôt is early. So as early as. Okay. Right away. Un édit is an edict, so it's kind of a law, a paper that acts as a law. And again, this is something that you will only see in this kind of old-fashioned French. Par lequel, through which, il défendait à toutes les personnes de filer au fuseau. Il défendait. Défendre is usually to defend, which is the first word that comes to your mind. To defend. But here is to ban, to prohibit. Okay. Here, defend is to ban, so to forbid anyone from doing something. Par lequel il défendait, he was banning à toutes les personnes, to all the people, de filer au fuseau. Filer is to spin. Filer, to spin, and le fuseau, I have no idea how you translate that. We saw that twice already. No, I don't know. Spindle, this kind, something like that. À toute personne de filer au fuseau. Filer is to spin. De filer au fuseau. Ni d'avoir des fuseaux chez soi. Ni d'avoir des fuseaux chez soi. Not even to have any fuseau at home. Chez soi is at home. Chez doesn't translate in English. You don't pronounce the Z at the end. Chez soi is at their own home. At their home. Okay. Chez moi. Chez is very interesting for you to remember if you don't know this one. At home, at my home. Okay. Chez soi, at their home. Chez moi, at my home. Sur peine de la vie. This is absolutely fantastic because when you read it, it sounds like the opposite. Here it means it means sous peine de mort actually in French. It's a death sentence, sous peine de mort. But at this time, you were saying sur peine de la vie, which means your risk is to lose your life. Okay, but now we say sous peine de mort. It means it's a death sentence. Yeah, une peine is a sentence. And peine de mort is death sentence. Okay, so here it's sentence of life, which means you will be killed. So let's read this sentence once again together. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Le roi, pour tâcher d'éviter le malheur annoncé par la vieille, fit publier aussitôt un édit par lequel il défendait à toute personne de filer au fuseau, ni d'avoir des fuseaux chez elle, des fuseaux chez soi, sur peine de la vie. Let's look at la liaison now. Le roi, pour tâcher d'éviter le malheur annoncé par la vieille, fit publier aussitôt. We have one here. Aussitôt t'en es dit. Aussitôt t'en es dit. You could put both, but honestly, it's a little bit too much. Fit publier aussitôt t'en es dit, par lequel il défendait toute personne de filer au fuseau. So here we have lots of R's today. De filer au fuseau, ni d'avoir des fuseaux chez soi sur peine de la vie. So, let's read that together once again with la liaison. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Le roi, pour tâcher d'éviter le malheur annoncé par la vieille, fit publier aussitôt un édit, wow, you did well there, par lequel il défendait à toute personne de filer au fuseau, ni d'avoir des fuseaux chez soi, sur peine de la vie. I hope this works, but I'm not sure because I know the fairy tale a little bit. Okay, and we'll cut the sentence here. Let's read this part now. 1, 2, 3. Au bout de 15 ou 16 ans, le roi et la reine, étant allés à une de leurs maisons de plaisance, il arriva que la jeune princesse courant un jour dans le château, and we'll see the rest afterwards. Au bout de is at the end of, literally, okay? After. Au bout de 15 ou 16 ans, à la fin de 15 ou 16 ans, on va mettre après. This one is not the exact synonym, but it would work. Après 15 ou 16 ans. So 15 is 15, 16 is 16. After 15, or literally at the end of 15 or 16 years, le roi et la reine, the king and the queen, étant allés. Étant allés is être allé. Okay? And this is le participe présent, sorry. Le participe présent. So it means while they were. Okay? While they were gone. So the king and the queen, as they were gone, they went à une de leurs maisons de plaisance, to one of their secondary houses. Maison de plaisance is not something that you would use anymore. Une maison de plaisance. You would say une maison de campagne. Or you could say I'm showing you the exact French here. Une résidence secondaire. Une maison de plaisance is not something that you would hear anymore. We would say une maison de campagne, a country house, or une résidence secondaire. There is one thing that uses plaisance now is un bateau de plaisance. Un bateau de plaisance is a boat that you have just for fun. You're not a fisherman or a traveler or anything. And you have this idea of enjoying yourself. Le plaisir is pleasure, and you can find the same root here. Il arriva, it happened. Again, this is absolutely old-fashioned French. No one would say it this way. Il arriva, it happened, que la jeune fille, courant un jour dans le château, courir is to run. Courir is to run. She was running. So here you also have un participe présent. She was running. Un jour is one day in the castle. Le château is a castle. Let's move on to the next one. Ooh. Et montant de chambre en chambre, alla jusqu'au haut d'un donjon dans un petit galetas où une bonne vieille était seule à filer sa quenouille. And montant Montant is to go up. Monter, to go up. And you can see here un participe présent again. Okay? So she was going up from room to room. De chambre en chambre is from room to room. Une chambre égale a bedroom. So nowadays it's a bedroom, but if you're talking about, I assume this kind of old castles, it would be a room, okay? I'm drinking a bit of water because it's got colder here in Grenoble and we turned the heater on again and our throats are very, very dry because of the heat. But again, everything's okay. So de chambre en chambre. Yes, I wanted to show you something. I took some notes on that. It's from to. So de chambre en chambre, from room to room. You can also say de jour en jour. So you have really this link of elements. So from one room to the other, from one day to the other, d'année en année as well. So it's a good way for you to sound more fluent in French when you use this kind of structure. De chambre en chambre, de jour en jour, d'année en année. You can put time, you can put space as well. They both work. I'm thinking about other examples of. Okay, yeah, you can use other elements, but it's better to remember you can use space and you can use time in any way you like, as long as you repeat the same word, obviously. And here, remember that because we have an A here, you need to put un D apostrophe. Okay, so you don't have de année en année. And here, please do la liaison. Okay, en année. Alla jusqu'au haut d'un donjon. So again, you would never say jusqu'au haut d'un donjon anymore. Alla is went, it's allé au passé simple. Jusqu'au haut d'un donjon, you would never say that anymore. Jusqu'à is until, and again, you can use time or you can use space. Haut is the top, et un donjon is a dungeon, which is pretty obvious, okay? D'un donjon dans un petit galetas. Un galetas is something that you can use in everyday spoken French, even though very few people would know what it is. It's more ancient French, and this means un logement misérable. And I found the translation as being a hovel in English, which means a very miserable place. You can imagine that, yeah, it's a very bad apartment, well, even something worse, a very small room with no heat, with lots of humidity and all. Un galetas, and here you can notice that I don't say the E here, I say un galetas. So that's un logement misérable, and in English a hovel. Où une bonne vieille était seule à filer sa quenouille. Where a good old, again you can notice here that we're using vieille as a noun, and usually it's an adjective in everyday modern French. Where a good old lady, in everyday modern English, was alone to spin. Filer is to spin. Did we see that before? I think so. Yeah, filer is to spin. Sa quenouille. So la quenouille is not something that we use much either. I checked in the dictionary, it's a distaff. A distaff. I have no idea what that is exactly, but I can imagine what it is. So that's a distaff. Une quenouille. It is not une grenouille. Okay. La grenouille is the frog. They sound very close, but they're not the same. La quenouille with k sound. La grenouille with gr sound. The frog. And la nouille is pasta. That's noodle. La nouille noodle. Yeah, very good French today. La nouille noodle. Était seul à filer sa quenouille. So we can read this sentence again. I'm going to read it quickly in order to add la liaison so we can read it together. Au bout de 15 ou 16 ans, le roi et la reine étant allés, so here we have a liaison. Here, étant allés, here we don't do la liaison. À une de leurs maisons de plaisance, il arriva que la jeune princesse, courant un jour, so here we have a liaison, dans le château, et montant de chambre en chambre, alla jusqu'au haut d'un donjon dans un petit galetas où une bonne vieille était seule à filer sa quenouille. Good. So let's read this sentence again. We're going to do that twice. Let's start now. 1, 2, 3. Au bout de 15 ou 16 ans, le roi et la reine étant allés à une de leurs maisons de plaisance, il arriva que la jeune princesse, courant un jour dans le château et montant de chambre en chambre, alla jusqu'au haut d'un donjon dans un petit galetas où une bonne vieille était seule à filer sa quenouille. Good. Very well done. I don't hear you, but I can imagine you're doing this very, very well. So here I'm going to speed up a little bit so you can have a more authentic reading, okay? 1, 2, 3. Try it with me. Au bout de 15 ou 16 ans, le roi et la reine étant allés à une de leurs maisons de plaisance, il arriva que la jeune princesse, courant un jour dans le château et montant de chambre en chambre, alla jusqu'au haut d'un donjon dans un petit galetas où une bonne vieille était seule à filer sa quenouille. What's going to happen? Let's finish with this one. We'll still have a few minutes. Let's read this sentence. Don't be afraid of this one. It's fine. We're going to go through this together. Cette bonne... Ooh, I'm moving the words. Cette bonne femme n'avait point maybe, parlé des défenses que le roi avait faites de filer Rofuseau. These good women had not, so here you remember, point is like pas in old-fashioned French, and oui is to hear actually. It's an old word that we don't use anymore. Ouïr égale entendre. So here we could say, instead of n'avait point oui, which is weird, n'avait point oui, we can do la liaison or not, that's fine. N'avait point oui, we would say n'avait pas entendu. This is modern French, absolutely fine, not slang in any way. N'avait pas entendu. Cette bonne femme n'avait point oui parlé. Parler is to speak, so she had not heard. Des défenses que le roi avait faites de filer Rofuseau. Of the ban, la défense c'est the ban, que le roi, that's the king, avait fait, had done to spin with un fuseau. What can you notice here? Something that we already talked about before in order to show you just for advanced students how we conjugate fait. Why do you have this one? I'm going to put this in a better way for you to understand. So, les défenses que le roi avait faites, des défenses que le roi avait faites. So, le roi, let's put this right. Le roi avait fait des défenses. So he had made bans. He made bans for everybody to be careful, so you don't kill my daughter, please. Okay? And here we put des défenses at the beginning because we're going to talk about them. Des défenses que le roi avait faites. Okay, so because here des défenses is plural and singular, if you put it at the beginning, because you have a sentence before, I just showed it with my hand, but you cannot see my hand. Des défenses, the bans that the king made. So here, because le complément d'objet direct is placed before the passé, the participe passé has to agree with le complément d'objet direct. And because it is feminine and plural, this one has to be feminine and plural. But again, this is only for advanced students, and lots of French people would make the mistake. Just try to remember it if you see it. Okay? Let's read this paragraph once again. We start it here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Le roi, pour tâcher d'éviter le malheur annoncé par la vieille, fit publier aussitôt un édit par lequel il défendait à toute personne de filer au fuseau ni d'avoir des fuseaux chez soi sur peine de la vie. Au bout de 15 ou 16 ans, le roi et la reine étant allés à une de leurs maisons de plaisance, il arriva que la jeune princesse, courant un jour dans le château et montant de chambre en chambre, alla jusqu'au haut d'un donjon dans un petit galetas où une bonne vieille était seule à filer sa quenouille. Cette bonne femme n'avait point ouï parler des défenses que le roi avait faites de filer au fuseau. We will see tomorrow what happens next. We can assume that something is going to happen. I hope she doesn't die. So this is it for tonight. If you liked this lesson, please put a thumb up at the video. To the video, so YouTube recognizes that this kind of lesson is interesting for other people learning French. You can leave a comment as well, and don't forget, we're going to meet again tomorrow at 7:15 p.m. Stay safe, stay at home, stay healthy. Again, thank you to everybody who is taking care of this crisis on the front line. I couldn't say enough thank you to the doctors, the nurses, the cleaners, all the people running the country in France and in Europe at the moment and all over the world. So far, we're healthy, we're safe at home in Grenoble. And I wish you all the best. Have a lovely evening, a lovely night, maybe a lovely day, because this is just the beginning. And I will see you tomorrow at 7:15 p.m. Paris time. Take care. Have a lovely day tomorrow. Bonne soirée, bonne nuit et à demain.